SEC fans, thanks for joining me all season as I've done my power rankings from the beginning of the season, well, preseason through the beginning of the season, through the hard times of the midseason with the bye weeks, through rivalry weekend. So we're finally going to conclude it out and have my final take of what teams ended up where. But as a special added bonus, I'm going to throw in my personal bowl projections. And I don't know how some people do their bowl projections, but I did it as authentically as I thought I could, following all the guidelines and all the rules for all of the bowl projections. Unfortunately, the SEC, a lot of teams did not qualify this year for bowl games, and we could not make our allotment. So all the fun rules I didn't even get to apply. But that's what it's going to be. This is the year 23. This is the way it is. All right, as always, we count down from 14 to 1. Here we go. At 14, Vanderbilt. All right. Depending on what internet rumor you're reading, Clark Lee is no longer there. I still think he is. I haven't heard any official statements yet that I'm aware of. If so, please send me that. I do know a couple of names that have entered the transfer portal already. Better luck next year. I've already made the bad joke that Vanderbilt, I promise you won't be 14th next year. With that said, Vanderbilt, I do root for you. I really do. It's no one wants to see a team go totally defeated every single year with no chance of victory. I also hope you finish your construction before next year's kickoffs. So there's 14. At 13, Arkansas. Congratulations. You brought back, it's a blast from the past. Okay. Bobby Petrino is your new offensive coordinator, and I'm glad you kept Sam Pittman. I don't know how y'all fans feel, but I like Sam Pittman. One more year. Hopefully it'll be better than this year, but you end up at 13. At 12, Mississippi State. Hey, you've already hired from the Gus Malzahn coaching tree and the Mike Leach coaching tree, your new head coach, the former OC at Oklahoma. All right, Levy. So positive signs in the future for you guys to build on. It's amazing how many teams are not going to be satisfied with just taking the L. What they're constantly doing to try to continue to improve themselves. And that's the way it should be. But it feels like just as recently, a few years ago, people just took it on the chin, took the L. And the SEC is evident of that no longer existing. And so things like the NFL are also examples, which you could argue sometimes the NFL is a step down from the SEC. All right, at 10, Florida. Okay, so close yet so far away. I felt like you were gator bit or snake bit all season long. You had chances, and then when it got away, it got away. So you ended up at 10, not bowl eligible, 5 and 7. At 9, Auburn. All right, do we really need to have this talk, Auburn? Because I'm sure the rest of the internet has already had this talk with you, and I've held back. All I'm going to say is this. At the beginning of the season, I predicted Auburn to go 8-4 and to go to the Texas Bowl to play Oklahoma State. I was undefeated in my exact preseason predictions going into the New Mexico State game. Yes, I was undefeated with my exact predictions going into the New Mexico State game. From that moment forward, I went 0-2. And I'm holding the rest back. Not happy camper these days, the past 2 weekends in my household. And we'll leave it at that. Where do I see Auburn going? Honestly, one of 2 places. It'll be either the Liberty Bowl, and they'll play West Virginia, or they're going to play in the Duke Mayo Bowl and against the Duke Blue Devils. Okay. And Auburn will be the last remaining team to get allotted. And these are the way the SEC works is after the college playoff committee sets their bowl games, then based off of exact placement is where these teams fall. And so Auburn will be the last team placed, but the SEC has a problem. It's the first time in my history I can remember having of not enough teams to go around. So there's going to be some Sun Belt teams or some UCF is the monkey in the wrench. Where are they're going to go for the Big 12 because the Big 12 has one too many teams than bowl allotments, and I have UCF as that one too many. We'll see where it ends up. Anyway, Auburn, you're 9. At 8, Texas A&M. Hey, you stole the Duke head coach, Elko. You also had Petrino or Stoops until you didn't, because then, I don't know, something happened at 2 a.m. and you backed out of it. But you had the chance for Stoops, and you got Elko instead. I think Elko is still a good hire. But Texas, I have you in the Texas Bowl against Kansas State. At 7, Kentucky. You're going to the Music City Bowl, and you're taking on Maryland. Also, Kentucky, congratulations on being the Cheez-It National Team of the Week. I got that prediction right over Louisville. Woohoo! So, Kentucky, don't go just transitioning yet into basketball season. You got a bowl game to win first over the Terps. All right, at 6, Tennessee. Some people would argue Tennessee had a disappointing season. I thought Tennessee would be better than what they were. I thought Joe Milton would be more than what they were. I thought their offense would be more explosive than what they were. Turned out to be a ground and pound type of year. They're going to the Gator Bowl to play NC State, is my projection. At 5, LSU. Talk about disappointments. Yeah, LSU, I had you beating Georgia in the SEC championship for Georgia's only loss this season. That did not happen. All right, LSU, I think your defense got scored upon. Every time I looked, your defense was getting scored upon. You also had the offensive MVP that Phil and I voted for. If you watch our live shows, we did our awards last night, and the SEC Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year went to Jaden Daniels. You're going to the ReliaQuist Bowl, and here's a good one for you. You're playing Notre Dame. Ole Miss, you're getting screwed, and here's why. Because the powers up north, like Penn State, 1 point ahead of you. So Penn State is going to go get the New Year's Six Bowl and probably play Louisville is my guess in the Orange Bowl. Boring. So you're going to have to get defaulted to the Citrus Bowl. Very good year, 10-win season under Lane Kiffin. Hey, howdy toddy, gosh almighty. But could have been a little bit more, should have been a little bit more. But the powers that be are going to put you behind Penn State, is my gut feeling. You're going to the Citrus Bowl where you'll play Iowa, and there's a defense waiting to happen. All right, number 3, Missouri, our coach of the year, Eli Drinkwitz. Congratulations. And the thing I learned most recently about that game, or this team, is not just their running back is the stud, but their O-line and D-line are all studs. And that's exactly why Missouri is doing what they're doing. They're going to go to the Cotton Bowl and probably play Texas. At number 2 and number 1, these two could flip-flop depending on the winner. At 2, I have Alabama. And at 1, until proven otherwise, it's Georgia. Okay? So where do I have both of them going? I'm assuming Georgia, you're going to win the SEC championship game. If not, these two will flip-flop. Alabama, you're going to the Peach Bowl. You're going to play Ohio State. Georgia, you're going to the Sugar Bowl, which will be the 1 seed versus the 4 seed. The 4 seed is the Oregon Ducks. There we go, folks. There's my power rankings for the year that was 2023. I threw in some bowl projections. These are my bowl projections, not anybody's off the internet. I made them from scratch myself. We'll see how I do. Give me your comments, not just about these, but also about the bowl projections, the power rankings, and then the year in general. Hopefully you are following me. If not, definitely please hit the follow button, hit the like, share this out to your followers as well, or repost it on your wall, please. I do thank you for that. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please leave a comment. Until then, we'll be in touch, and please look forward to my other videos throughout the year.